Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we have a fabulous low-carb recipe for you. It is our recipe for keto chili pot pie with a biscuit topping. We're going to cook this up and enjoy it together, all right here from The Buttered Home to your home. So stay with us. Okay, so this recipe, it really couldn't be any simpler. We're using pantry staple ingredients and it is fabulous. It's going to be over at our website. You can find it easily. Just head over to thebutteredhome.com, and like all of our websites, we have a nice search function where you can find it, but for a little while it'll be on that first page under new recipes. So let's get started. We're going to talk just a little bit about some things that I have already done. So this recipe, of course, it starts with 1 pound of lean ground beef, and I have just already browned that and gotten it ready. So I'm going to turn my eye back on because we're going to add just a few things to that. And after you get it browned, if you need to, you can drain it. This is like 93% lean, so it didn't have a lot, didn't really have to drain it too much. So I'm heating my eye back up, and we're going to go somewhere between medium and low heat. And then we're going to add in a half a cup of diced onions. And it really doesn't matter what kind of onions you use. I like using these red or purple onions, whatever you want to call them. I call them red onion, but they are purple. And we're just going to saute those just until they get soft. It shouldn't take but maybe just a minute or two. We just want to cook out some of those sugars and allow it to incorporate with the rest of the meat and flavor that meat. Now, if you like your onions a little more cooked, feel free to add them at the point where you're browning the meat. But for this chili pot pie, I want my onions to have just a little bit of bite left to them. So we're actually not going to cook them until they're all the way translucent or soft. Okay, now that they're soft as I want them, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of fresh minced garlic. Now, I do not mince my own garlic. I buy it at Costco in a big jar because I use it a pretty good bit. If you've been around with us for very long, you know that I use a lot of garlic in my cooking. Garlic and butter are probably my 2 favorite components in savory cooking because they add so much depth of flavor to whatever dish that you're making without a whole lot of effort, really. So that minced garlic will burn pretty easily. So we only want to add it in and just cook it for just a minute or two before we start adding our other components to the dish. So I have a can of diced tomatoes, just a standard 14, 15 ounce can, and I'm going to add about half of that to the pot. This is good because this recipe is easy to double if you wanted to make a bigger version of this. But about a half a can will do it for anywhere from 6 to 8 servings. So we'll just stir those in. Then we're going to add in half of a 15 ounce can of tomato sauce. And this way you get a higher meat to sauce ratio. You don't, like Big D, he doesn't love a lot of sauce on things. So this looks like spaghetti, right? But we're about to change that. Oh, so now we're going to add in about 1 tablespoon of chili powder and then 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. And this will give us that chili profile. This changes it from spaghetti spaghetti to chili, right? Now we're just going to allow that to simmer for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And then we're going to mix up just our biscuit topping. Now I also have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. So we'll allow this to simmer on low heat for a few minutes while we mix up our biscuit topping. Now this alone doesn't have a lot of sugar. This is the portion that you really have to worry about whenever you're trying to do low carb or keto, and this is the bread portion. But we're going to show you an easy way to use almond flour so that you get the same texture. Now I'm not going to lie, it's not the same as like regular biscuits, it's just not. But when you're watching what you're doing, the more you do healthy substitutions, the easier it becomes to make things like this and have them and enjoy them the way you would, you know, eating in a little less healthy way. So to our large mixing bowl, we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients. I've got 1 cup of almond flour, and then I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then I have about a half a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to mix those right in to our almond flour. Let me just turn this guy over here down. We're going to just sift those into our almond flour. Now to this we're going to add in, well, not to this, I'm going to set this aside because now we're going to mix up our wet ingredients, and to a mixing bowl or a smaller bowl we're going to add in our wet ingredients, which is quite simply very easily things. It's 1/4 cup of sour cream. And sour cream is full of protein. It's so good for you. So good for you. Then we're going to add in 1 egg. And don't worry, I'll whip that up in a minute. Whoops, making lots of noise. And then 1 tablespoon of melted butter. And because we have an egg in here, I melted the butter ahead of time and allowed it to cool. So some of it kind of solidified again already, but that's okay. So we're just going to whip that egg in with our sour cream and our butter. And you want to make sure that your melted butter is no longer warm or really hot, because your melted butter will cook your egg, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, now that we've got that good all in mixed, we're going to add that to our dry mix. And then I'm done simmering over here, so I'm going to turn it off. Make sure you get all that wet mix in there. No man left behind. Now we're going to add in cheese. You can add whatever cheese you like. I have just a Colby Jack mix here, and it's about 1 cup. So we're going to add that in and give it a good mix. Now because we added sour cream, it's not like adding milk, so you may have to really kind of push this in to get that sour cream to kind of spread out, but you're going to be left with a pretty good dough-like consistency. All right, now we're going to set that aside. Now, unlike me, you could have totally cooked this in an oven-safe dish. I did not. Just simply because I have my cast iron skillet tied up right now doing something else. So I'm going to get an oven-safe dish, and I'm going to pour this mixture into the oven-safe dish. So save yourself a step and brown your chili portion like any other normal person would do, other than me. Let me get that where you can see it. And brown that in an oven-safe skillet already. Now we're going to take spoonfuls of this biscuit top and just plop it right on. And you can spread it out if you want to, or you can do like I'm doing and just drop it by the spoonful. I like doing it this way because it leaves a little bit of, you can see the chili. Okay, we're good to go. Now we will pop this into our 375 degree oven and we'll allow it to cook anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll show you this delicious keto friendly recipe, so stay with us. Okay everybody, we're back. We finished about a 25-minute cook time and we've already gotten into it. I'm just gonna full disclosure tell you. But this recipe, oh my gosh, it is just so good. See, it's half gone. So let's dip some out. I like putting that biscuit on the top like that. That way if you want to give somebody a full serving like that, but you've got that chili in here. And now Big D will tell you that chili has no beans, right? So that's, he is quietly agreeing here, but y'all, it's so pretty. It's just gorgeous. So let's get a bite, and I'm gonna try to get some of everything. But y'all, look how pretty that is. It's just, it's absolutely perfect. So let's take a bite and try it out. It's so good. It's everything you want in a keto-based chili, hence the no beans. And that biscuit on top, you'd never know it was good for you. We hope that you will try this keto chili pot pie with this delicious cheese biscuit topping and love it just as much as we do. It's so good any time of year. It's really good when it's cool outside or rainy like it is today, but you can have this anytime and whip it up in a flash just like we did. You can find this recipe over at thebutteredhome.com. We have a real easy and convenient search option on our website where you can find this recipe and all of our recipes. We're real proud of our website, so we hope that you will give us a visit there. Also, if you're not already, make sure you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a really good time and we would love for you to be with us wherever we are. And if you want all of our videos in one convenient place, head over to YouTube and search for The Buttered Home. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. We hope that you try this recipe and love it as much as we do. And we sure thank you guys for watching. As always, from The Buttered Home to your home, we sure love y'all. Bye.